Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley White.
Catherine Walker.
We are on our final project, so let's get it over with. Nah, it's great. Let's get it on. Okay, so originally in the start of the class, we had to look up different job positions in instructional design, and I observed 6 jobs. I was just powering through trying to see what I can do, what I liked. And as I went back and looked, only 2 remained. And it was the educational interior designer job and the instructional designer job. Um, these still catch my interest because really I like how they're located in Texas still. A lot of the other jobs, they were like really kind of far. They were really far. So I like these jobs because they are still in Texas. And if I had to go into office, it's just minor relocating. Like, please. Okay. So I did something different when looking up these 2 jobs because I found 2 different job titles that I really liked. It was learning curriculum designer with learning management systems and a learning technology administrator gig. I decided to go into a different route because I wanted to focus in working more with school districts because I like working with school districts versus third party companies. They're nice, but I like the school district. I like the school field. Um, I picked these jobs because I do like to stay in Texas, and I wanted the learning curriculum designer. No, that's the learning technology administrator. It's located in a school district that I'm trying to get into, which is Pearland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was like really shocked. I said, "Oh my God, they're looking for one." Okay, and the qualifications didn't seem too foreign to me, but that's probably because I know a little bit more now than I did before. It's not all. It doesn't all sound too overdose of technology based information. I actually understand what they're asking for now. Um, Another reason I picked these jobs is because the skill sets that I needed to be a viable candidate, they align with my current job that I'm doing now. And as far as differences, it wasn't really no differences from the job descriptions that I picked before. The qualifications are still the same, skill sets are still the same. They're just basically talking about different software that they would like to work in.
Mhm.
So next slide. Some competencies and skill sets that I already possess. Well, I have experience with working with learning management systems, for example, Canvas. I have teaching experience, a lot. Both of those actually, they wanted you to have a minimum of 2 years teaching experience. I have that already. So,
There you go.
you know, and I have experience with lesson planning and curriculum instruction. I'm kind of good, really nice with graphic designing, just saying.
That's
And
always fun to practice.
it is. It's like super fun.
Hmm.
And I have experience working with teams, team player. Anywhere I go, it's like always a team thing. So, there's no I
Especially in school.
exactly.
Yeah, they're
So,
always doing teams.
so on. And some skill sets that I do need to obtain to be a viable candidate. I need more experience with leading and mentoring, training adults. I have that with kids, but I need to get more experience with training with older people. Both jobs require that you have that. Also, it's the different knowledge of the certain software. I've seen a lot of Dreamweaver and Illustrator, and if I was going to do these jobs, especially the admin job, I have to like know how to fix the problem. I'm not the type of
Hmm.
person kind of call those in.
I've never heard of Dreamweaver before.
I really didn't, and a lot of these things I'm learning. They want you to just be familiar with it. Like the last, I want to say the last unit that I did, they want you to just be familiar with it. But I'm pretty sure if you get on, they'll give you all types of tutorials and
Yeah,
trainings.
yeah. They're looking for those transferable skills.
I think they're just trying to weed out the people who don't even feel like researching the information. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that was it for me.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with like learning how to like lead and mentor adults can be a little harder than kids. Because like, you know, kids, they have like that, um, like they're like a lot more open to learn new things, some of them,
Yes.
you know, and it's a lot, it can be a little easier to like connect with them. With adults, they have those like set ways. Um,
Exactly.
so it's
Exactly.
really hard to like break through, especially if you have adults that come in who just don't want to be there, or like they're there because like their job is making them be there. And it's like, okay, how can I find a way to like get through sometimes the attitude, or get through their like dead set on like just not really caring, or, you know, and that could be really hard.
But you know, I get those with kids too. So
That's true. That's true. That's true.
learned working from working like where I work now, you know, kind of the same thing.
Yeah. But then it's like, okay, you don't want to treat the adult like a kid, but at the same time, sometimes it's like you're acting like a kid right now. So
Exactly.
it's like, yeah, yeah, it can be tough. It can be
Oh my gosh.
tough. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll go into mine. Final project, trends and issues. So I did not specifically look up postings, like I know it said on there. I know I had looked up a plethora of different job postings and then just kind of wrote down a bunch of stuff because I, in my mind, was like, you know I don't want to do K through 12, but um, you know, I just there's like so many different opportunities out there, so I didn't like pick and choose something specific. But I did just go back in and look at like where I looked at my jobs. So I looked at USA Jobs, which is like government contracting jobs, Jacob, and Indeed. Those are the ones I looked at before. What I found is that USA Jobs actually had 24 additional job postings available. When I originally looked on it, there was only one, so that was pretty awesome to see that like there were more jobs opening up. I was like, okay, if people just quitting, or which is actually true because in the month of August, Forbes put out that I think it was like 2 million people quit their jobs in the US. So that's pretty wild, right? It's like one of the highest numbers they've ever had. So that's pretty wild. And then Indeed, just like Jacobs had one job available. They didn't have any the last time I looked, which was nice. This job was um, in Virginia, I believe. And then Indeed just has, it varies every day. It's like every time you go on there, it's like, we have 99 new jobs, or, you know, so that's, you know, Indeed always has like this like huge bucket of jobs that just like kind of dump on you, and you just have to be able to like weed it all out. But definitely an easier way of weeding it out than LinkedIn. I remember like when I originally did the job search, I was like, I don't want to look at jobs there because it's so much harder to filter out jobs, because it's just, I don't know. It seems really confusing looking on their website as opposed to Indeed, or as opposed to like Glassdoor or these
Exactly.
other job sites.
Look up one word, it's gonna say, "Oh, well, we found jobs similar to this." Like it's not really giving a set filter from
Yeah, yeah.
what you're talking
And
about.
then some of the jobs that are similar aren't really similar. I'm like, how is this nursing job similar to my, but I don't know, it just made zero sense. And I kept getting all these emails. I said, let me just go ahead and unsubscribe. So that was the thing. So some of the new job postings I found, one was the instructional design job from Jacob. Um, and it kind of goes into like some of the things I do, some of the things I, you know, still need help with doing, or, you know, need to be able to build upon my skills. So having experience reviewing job training materials, um, things like storyboard for conversion to computer-based training. I do need to learn what, you know, how storyboard works, how Canvas works, how those different LMSs work. I don't have experience in them. So that can definitely be a hindrance on me being chosen for these specific jobs. And then another one I looked at was actually a job from KBR, which is a company that works in like air, military, and space exploration. And so I was actually applying for a internship with them through UHCL. So it was really interesting to see that this position was open. But this one was like, it's not here. It was like overseas. So it was a thing. But they're really looking for somebody who can like engage and collaborate with SMEs, which I was like, oh, that's great to hear that word because we learned that. and really having someone who can develop training and assessment strategies, and design and develop suite of blended courses, including assessments. And then I saw Storyboard again, and being able to develop e-learning modules. So it was very evident that even within those two different job places, I know they both work in space. So it was cool to see that like they both kind of have the same expectations of what they're looking for in a candidate. So skills that I possess that I found, would be able to help me. I do have experience engaging, collaborating with subject matter experts just because of where I work, used to work, because I actually just quit my job at Space Center and just got a job at NASA. So where I used to work, I was working with I'll be working with them now too, but working with subject matter experts who are scientists, who are engineers, and finding a way to, channel what they know and make it more available for children. So I do have experience in engaging and collaborating with them. And then also designing and developing blending training and assessment materials. I do that with my staff. I do that with the kids. They're not really training, but they're learning and then having to assess what they're learning. And then strong interpersonal skills, which you can just tell from the talking, chatty Cathy, and the ability to work with multiple stakeholders. So I was doing that. I was working with JSC, I was working with JPL, working with Boeing, working with Johns Hopkins. So I was able to really understand how to create a connection and a relationship with stakeholders. And then of course, project management. Being a coordinator, you have to be able to manage projects. I had a lot of extra job responsibilities that were placed on me that I probably should have been getting paid more for, but that's okay. That's why I'm not there anymore. Good. But basically, so, yeah. So doing things that gave me experience in that, but now I can have the experience and put it on my resume, so it works out.
You get paid for it.
Yeah, and get paid for it. Yeah, that's nice. So skills I need. So like I mentioned before, some of those skills definitely is experience in software. There's just a lot of software I just do not know about, and a little bit about like certain things that I think a large conglomerate of companies are using, like Microsoft and Blackboard and stuff like that, but I don't know Canvas. Just like listening to you and like a bunch of other people, like they know Canvas and Blackboard, and like I'd say a lot of people are pretty, developed in it, but also Adobe, and just needing to know what these things look like, what the program looks like. And I think the biggest thing I talked about in my last session was how can I find a way to get into them, to practice them, to like work with them before getting a job, so I can say, blah, 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 blah. So I've really been thinking about going into like LinkedIn, because they have a lot of professional development classes, or looking to see what free courses are available online, so that I can get like a certificate or something, so that I can say like, okay, I may not have experience working with a company, but I did take the time out to learn about it, so that I can kind of, shine in that retrospect.
Knowledge at least.
Yes, absolutely. Because like you said, that means that they could even like give me training, like they know, okay, she at least is willing to learn. So
yeah, exactly.
That works out.
Exactly. Because they always tell you to play with it.
Right.
Play with it, see what you can do.
Right.
That's what most of these softwares and programming, that's how they get good at it, honestly.
Right. And then just like thinking about our last one that we, the learning technologies module that we did, and understanding the knowledge of the programming and the programming language, like HTML5, Java, Python, and like being able to utilize those to manipulate the different design products, so that you can, of course, help them save money, help them with their content, help them with their design, will also make you look better, right? But then I didn't put this on here, but like I know my sister, so my sister actually works in like public relations, and she works in the design for like high tech companies. And like one thing she kind of taught me is like skills you also need is like to be able to have a portfolio for yourself of like what you've done in the past, or like what kind of work you've had. So I really want to make sure that like I develop that, so that I can put that, out as well as like a see what I've done. This is how I've been able to help another company, and this is how I can help you. And not so much as like boosting myself up, but in a way of saying like, this is how I can bring value to your company, And this is how I stand out from someone else that you may be looking at.
Okay. Well, that is nice.
Yeah.
Very intrigued.
So I think we're finished.
We are. Yay.
So thank you everyone for listening to our TED Talk. And enjoy the rest of your semester.
Have a great day.
Bye.